It is Rivals Week.
You got to build up that dislike for guys you're competing against. You can't be friends. You can't be cool with these guys. You can't admire them while you're on the court.
The players don't like one another. But this is going to have to step in sooner or later. The cities don't like one another.
Oh, there is bad blood brewing between these two teams.
It's going to be poetic justice.
Everyone on their feet. We got a battle. See you later.
That's what creates a rivalry.
Danny, Perk, Janae, take a look at the star power on ESPN this week. Spida Mitchell, LaMelo Ball, Shea, Giannis, Luka, LeBron, Ant-Man.
Smoke.
But a playoff rivalry, or at least a clash that we've been treated to the last couple of years. The Lakers and the Nuggets, they squared off in Denver last night here. We're going to pick this one up. Remember, Nikola Jokic still on the sidelines here, Janae. But Denver, they have been cooking without him, and they shot the heck out of the three in the first half.
Oh, absolutely. Spencer was knocking it down, but that man, future All-Star Jamal Murray, had himself a first half. This shot got me out of my seat, and that was his All-Star moment for me. It sealed the deal.
That sealed the deal? Well, yeah. Jamal...
Plus everything the first half this season.
That when he lets it fly, he is certainly potent. 26 points in the first half for Jamal Murray. But this game, it was far from over yet. So we're going to head to the third quarter here. Less than 8 minutes to go. Luka, he had himself a night here, Perk.
You damn right he did. Just completely took it over. Look, was the best player on the floor, getting it done on both ends. A 38-point triple-double. And watch this here, defense to offense. That's some Wemby-type vibe.
Yeah, he definitely stepped up defensively last night, too. I was impressed. Even though Jamal had 26, he played pretty good contested shots, and the second half was a different story for them.
LeBron hits the pull-up three in transition. L.A. outscored Denver 29-17 in the third, thanks to 9 points apiece from Doncic and James here. But to the fourth we go, Shanae.
Oh, I'm so excited because this was just balanced offense by the Lakers. He found Hayes multiple times. Those dunks that we got to know in Dallas, they finally arrived in Los Angeles, and it just felt like a smooth offensive night for all parties involved.
By the way, Luka dished out 10 assists to go along with 38 points and 13 rebounds in this one. Under 2 minutes of play, now a 6-point lead.
Watch your head.
Perk, snatch the screws out the room.
That's exactly what that was.
Los Angeles gets a tough win in the Mile High City, in large part thanks to Luka being locked in to start the Lakers' 8-game road trip. He got his 52nd career 30-point triple-double. That moves him just past Jokic for second most in NBA history, and just behind the Big O, Oscar Robertson. And don't look now, but back-to-back pretty good wins for the Lakers here against the Raptors, against the Nuggets. Perk, what are we supposed to take away from this stretch?
You know, in my church, Lighthouse, you know what I'm saying, over there in Houston, Texas, they say come. Pass the key on. Sorry, I haven't been in a minute. But look, they say come as you are. Damn it, Luka, come as you are. We gotta quit telling Luka to wear penny loafers, and we know he loves to wear Stacey Adams. What I'm saying is that we gotta stop asking him to be this defensive player when we gotta admire that he's one of the greatest scorers that this game has ever seen. He's a damn offensive juggernaut when it comes down to doing what he does on the offensive end.
For sure.
Career points per game, he's third behind Wilt and Michael Jordan. That tells you all you need to know.
But yes, he does score, and sometimes his offense can be his defense. But last night, what helped him win the game was his defense. Right. Even though Jamal Murray had 26 at half, he was contesting shots. But the second half is what kind of changed the dynamic for them all around. Jamal Murray, 26 at half, 2 points in the second half. Lakers, totally different game for them in that second half. And it started with his intensity, obviously scoring, but defensively, deflections, they're trapping, throwing different things at Jamal Murray. But, the Lakers showed some character last night. I thought the game was over. The last 40 seconds of the first half, the train of events.
A lot of people did.
Was 3 by Peyton Watson.
Right.
Reverse dunk Aaron Gordon, then a full court heave by Jamal Murray. I said this game's over. But for them to bounce back after that, I was very impressed with what they did in the second half.
But do you know why Luka was locked in? It's because LeBron James was moving them puppies when he was switching out. You could see he was a man possessed. Now, we all know on this possession, this is offense here. This was the assist of the night, Rui Hachimura. Luka gets double teamed. He slips out Rui, and he founds LeBron. And what I love about this, I was watching this on my couch. I got up. I was like, oh, my gosh, the man is 41 years old, years young, and this, to me, was the dagger. But on the other end, what impressed me the most, look at this, y'all. Come on. on now.
With ball watching Aaron Gordon.
LeBron set the tone for plays like that on the other end. You guys saw how many times he switched down on Jamal Murray to really show his teammates, like, we need to be serious about defense.
Yep.
They are 25th or 26th defensively. That's what set the tone and gave them energy on the other end.
And no matter who is on the floor or not having Nikola Jokic is a huge deal. But the Los Angeles Lakers, they have struggled against Denver. To get the win in Denver is big for this LA team. Let's move on to the Bay Area. That's where Golden State took on the Raptors. By the way, Emmanuel quickly had 40 points in this win, but Jonathan Kuminga back into the rotation here off the bench. He had 20 points in 21 minutes after not playing in the last 16 straight games. But it's what general manager Mike Dunleavy said before the game that has everyone's attention. Take a listen.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as the demand, I'm aware of that. I think when in terms of demands, when you make a demand, there needs to be demand on the market. So we'll see where that unfolds. I mean, I think if we're talking about trading draft picks that will be going out when Steph isn't here, it's going to have to be a player that we think will be getting back, that is going to be here when those picks are going out. So, and that player is going to have to be pretty impactful. So it would take a good amount, positionally, play style, archetype, all that. I leave it pretty broad and open. But if there's a great player to be had, we've got everything in the war chest that we would be willing to use.
When you make a demand, there needs to be demand. Put it on a beat or on a
I was going to say, they should have put it on the versus beat.
Or on a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Instagram caption.
True.
It could have been one of those two. But your reaction to that bar there for Mike Dunleavy.
Well, how about this reaction? How about this? Put this on the shirt. Do your damn job. Yeah. How about that, Mike Dunleavy? Do your damn job. How about you do something? Actions over words. Can you make sure that you don't mess this up? Can you make sure that you go out and do something to put something around Steph Curry? Because the man is balling, all-star starter playing at an all-NBA level. Can you know Jimmy Butler? What you go do? While you sitting up here, coming at the microphone, that's the thing, all eyes on you. How about that? Didn't Tupac say that? That's another bar.
I think it's all eyes on me.
What you gonna do?
That's some bars for you right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is my only issue with what he said. You can't hurt the product that you're trying to sell.
Yeah.
And I do believe the last 2 years, they have not really been as fair to Jonathan Kuminga, because I remember going back into a playoff series and before the game, you're not going to play. That affects a player's mental.
Yep.
You're having how many DMPs and we expect this out of you? It's been up and down. So I do think that they have hurt his value by handling the situation as such. But I can't lie, it was a bar.
It was a bar, and that was also, Perk, you had the bars for sure for Mike Dunleavy. But for me, I just want to see Kuminga ball out. I want to see him hoop, be a professional, go in. You had 21 minutes. You got 20 and 5. Keep doing that. Let them know. You can still let them know F you by bowling out, and let other teams around the world know that I'm valuable and that my contract's a cheap one. So come get me. I'm a valued player. I'm a young athletic wing that can score the ball, and everybody can use one of those.
I do think the Warriors are in a little bit of a precarious situation, though, and Mike Dunleavy has some decisions to make, because the picks that are beyond, those future picks that are beyond Steph's tenure, those are going to be incredibly valuable, because what happens after dynasties, teams tend to not be very good. And so they need to be very judicious and careful with the moves that they want to make in order to continue to maximize around Steph. And so Mike Dunleavy, I do think, has been doing that to try to make those moves, even tough decisions like trading Clay. But now there's going to be acute decisions that have to be made. Head to H-Town.
Let's go.
That's where Wemby and the Spurs squared off against KD, Alperen Şengün, in a little Texas-sized showdown here in this one. Wemby warming up like this, but he needed to do more of this in the game. More getting to the rack, a little less jump shooting. That was a big problem for them. Here, Wemby. Way inside.
Someone said Nerf hoop.
That's somebody said
hoop.
daddy ball.
Big daddy ball.
And that was Clint Capella, by the way, 7'1". It wasn't just a small guard.
Wemby, though, he was jump shooting a lot here in this game, Shanae.
Yeah, you've got to have a mixed diet, because he's unstoppable downhill, but when he falls in love with that outside shot, it leads to fourth quarters that we will lose. But come on, man.
Nasty.
Play of the night.
And one?
Okay, so who can we get to sign up for the dunk contest? But that's a discussion for another day. Let's head to the fourth quarter now, because it felt like the Spurs should be in control of this game here, Danny.
Yeah, Champagne shot the lights out first half. Second half, they just got ultra cold. I don't know what was going on. They shot more times than them. They turned the ball over less. Houston only won the free throw game by 5. So for San Antonio to lose this game, I was a little disappointed in immaturity.
Oh, yeah, because here come the Houston Rockets. Kevin Durant letting the people know what he wants to see here.
Yeah, I'm going to call timeout.
That
boy Reed Sheppard.
Reed Sheppard had the hot hand here. And so the Spurs clinging to a 1-point lead. Hey, not anymore. Sheppard gets the Rockets the lead here. And then under a minute left in the fourth, the Rockets lead by 2. Alperen Şengün muscling his way inside.
Sanguini.
Only you can get away with calling him that.
Extra spice on it.
The Rockets get the win, though. 111-106. Friends, they don't call Houston Clutch City for nothing. The Rockets, they overcame a 16-point deficit to shock the Spurs on Tuesday. Get this, Houston's largest comeback victory of the season. Entering the night, the Rockets were 0-6 when trailing by 15 or more this year. So, Shanae, Perk, what exactly fueled, excuse me.
Hey,
we from the south side, from the H. No, I'm sorry. You got 2 Houstonians here. And what did they do to fuel the win? It was their defense. It was their defense. You know what I love? When all-time great players like Kevin Durant, they don't run from the smoke. They go towards it. And I love it here because he had a matchup with Victor Wembanyama, 6'11", technically 7 foot, going against 7'5". Here, no double team is coming. He said, I've got bad all by myself. He's going to do this one-on-one. He stays active. He strips him, forces a deflection. Wemby is able to recover it. It doesn't matter. He stays locked in, contests with his left hand, does not foul. They go the other way. That's how locked in. We talked about LeBron James doing it versus the Nuggets. Again, Kevin Durant. These are why teams are on the rise. Again, there are going to be multiple switches to try to get different people on him. But what the Rockets did was hold him to 24%. That is so rare because he was falling in love with the outside jumper. I want to show you guys a shot chart because he was 1 for 11, Victor Wembanyama, in the second half, but 1 for 7 in the fourth quarter. A lot of outside jumpers, and the only shot he made was at the rim, and that was with 2 seconds left. A masterclass of defense on the guy who's virtually been unguardable, Perk. But it wasn't just Kevin Durant. It was also your favorite guy, Baby Jokic, right?
Yeah, it was. He don't want to be called Baby Jokic, so we're just going to call him the H-Town big man for now until I get him a nickname. But Alfred Şengün was a monster last night. And every time he matches up against Wemby, he takes it personal. You see those numbers. But last night, they did a great job of having the correct personnel around Alfred Şengün, and they had spacers and shooters. And they ran pick and rolls with him being the primary ball handler because of his decision making. And we see right here, he gets caught in no man land. All you have to do is cut with him, right? Jabari Smith does an excellent job of cutting off, getting to his shot. That was one of Alfred Şengün's 9 assists. And then here we are again. Again, spacers. You have Jabari Smith, Reed Sheppard, Kevin Durant. Now he's able to go to work, and now he hits you with that little crab dribble from the nail with that little chicken wing with the jump hook. That's Alfred Şengün. 20-point damn near triple-double last night. H-Town stand up.
Well, the Rockets, they were on a little bit of shaky ground in the fourth quarter during their losing streak there. They really turned it around last night. And KD talked about it, Shanae, their execution on Victor Wembanyama. They wanted him to be forced to take jumpers, and they did just that. What did you see on the Spurs side, your old squad, Danny?
So I was a little disappointed. Yeah. You shot 22 more attempts than them. You out-rebounded them. You only lost the free throw game by 5. You turned the ball less than them. How do you lose that game? You had a great first half, shot the ball well. Second half, you got to find a way to put teams away and not let them come back. And that's said, getting in the paint, getting to the free throw line, whatever it is you need to do. But you can't allow a team like this, if you're considered a contender and one of the top teams in the West, to come back and beat you when you're up 16 with that comfortable lead. Champagnie played great. Wemby's Castle in the first half was great. Second half, they just showed some immaturity and some inexperience, and that's why a lot of teams are not betting on them right now.
You asked the question, how do you lose that game?
Yeah.
2 words, Reed Sheppard. And I do think that's going to be the evolution for them. You need a little bit of the element of surprise. Sure. He came in, was a lightning bolt for them. So
but Victor has got to drive to the hoop. He can shoot that 3 ball. 3 words?
Back to back.
Back to back,
yeah,
yes.
4 quarter legs got to.
Okay, that's not 3 words.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.